All right, so today I wanted to just spend a few minutes with you guys just reviewing what we've been trading on the charts now, and then get some feedback from you as to what you think is good about it, bad about it, what theoretically we might want to change, which models are you guys trading the most of, and then I'll show you that new version of the activator that you guys were looking at a few minutes ago. So I'd like just to open up the floor and just get some feedback as to what you guys are doing. Are you trading certain parts of these charts, and are you having any success, or do you think you need something changed? Or so I'm leaving the floor open to you initially. Any thoughts about what's going on in the room? Nobody?
Art, I'm here for a first time, so I'm all ears.
Okay. Well, what have you guys been trading? I mean, you guys have been in the room, so have you been trading any specific aspects of the models? And if so, what are your thoughts about it?
Well, I've been trading floating punk.
Okay. What about this room in the futures?
In the futures, I'm using the activator and the period map model. And I'm not quite there yet. I'm still, I could do better. So that's why I'm looking forward to your presentation today. So I think at the moment I'm 50-50, which is not good, but it's better. But I hope to do better.
All right, so let's focus in today on the activator, because I think a lot of people are using that, just trading the magentas and the blues. But I want to make this thing as simple as possible, so it gets really mechanical, and we'll get it programmed and back tested and taking the activator to a different level now. So I wanted to show you the model I've been working on. But before I do that, any more questions about what we're doing here? I don't want to waste time going over the same things we've done before. If you're trading the activator, just wait for the magenta or the blues and make sure that everything's lined up, and use good money management on those. Don't try to take every little wiggle on those things. There's going to be too many trades and you'll get bounced around a little bit. So I would advise waiting for things to get to extremes, like over here, just waiting for things to just pop down at those lower levels like that. There's some nice trades. They're just trying to manage the trade to the midline, get you a couple of points, manage it to the midline, manage it to the midline. You can see a lot of them fade out at that midline. So if you can get a couple of points there, that one did not work. If you want to wait for slot to confirm, that's fine. Manage it to the midline. So you can see that they all generally go right back to that little spot there. Some fade away like this, but they all generally make their way up, at least to that little spot there.
Hey, Art.
Yes,
Brian, quick question. Is there a day of the week or a time of the day that it tends to be more active or more reliable?
I don't think so. I mean, I think those magentas and the blue work pretty good. We'll take a bigger snapshot of it in a minute when we look at the activator, but I think they work pretty good in the morning. I think things are moving around quite a bit, as long as you're not in some gigantic move to the downside. But if you're just bouncing around in the morning, those ticks are faster, so they tend to work. I like trading in the morning, not right at the open, but as soon as things kind of settle down 10 minutes after. But it seems to work really well when you take those magentas and blues and manage them to the midline. So some of them will continue on to be larger winners, but at least doing something, so you take your profits at that midpoint. Things generally get there, especially on that fast ES. They almost always get to that whole spot right there. And then, of course, use the same dome management, move your stops in as price moves in your favor, constantly move your stop closer to the price so that you're mitigating risk as soon as price starts to move in your favor. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Art.
Hi, Dirk.
Art, I was with Pong now for over a year, maybe 1.5 years, but I missed the last 5 months because of surgery and so on, because I missed the whole futures development there. So
Uh-huh.
if everybody agrees, could you dive deeper a little bit into this activator? I don't have a clue what it is. And activator and together with the futures chart and everything, that would be really nice.
That's fine, but remember, Dirk, I don't want to spend a lot of time doing that because that'll take hours. There is a recording that we did 2 weeks ago, right on Discord. You can watch the whole thing. It'll go through everything. Okay.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Okay. I did want to just spend a little time with you guys going through something that will be programming soon. I think it may make all your lives a lot easier because it's very straightforward and easy. And once it's programmed, you're just going to take the trade. And let me show it to you. Can you guys see the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Friday. We had 38 points and we had 22 winners and 7 losers. And for the most part, as I've been watching this for the last week or so, it's generally been doing that. You know, let me go through the model with you. This is very straightforward. There's nothing to look at. It's a mechanical model. And there are a couple of filters in this thing, but once it's programmed, you won't have to worry about what the filters are. You're just going to take the trade and let your dome manage the trade. So we have 2 activators here. I made one across and one is a solid line that you guys are used to looking at. And every time there's a black line, that's a trade that won. Every time there's a red line, it's a trade that lost. So on Friday, we had 22 winners and 7 losers, and we gathered actually 41 points. Sorry, 40 points, not 38. So it was another strong day. As you can see, there's a fair amount of trades. So I don't think you need to start looking at supply and demand. I think it just take the trade and let your dome do the money management for you. So I wanted to go through what the trade is on activator, what the dome should look like, what does a winner look like, what does a loser look like, and when are you not supposed to take the trade? I mean, again, ultimately this will get programmed. So if you don't see a line there, you know, you're not supposed to take trade. You don't have to try to figure it out, but I don't have it finished yet. Fair enough?
Fair, yeah.
Okay, so here's the setup.
Good.
The trend starts to go down. Activator's red. The main one is red and the top one is black. Those are for shorts. I can make them both red, but I wanted to distinguish between the 2 today. As soon as you see a blue bar go up and it closes, you're going to assume that the trend is going to continue. And you go ahead and short the ES at the close of that candle. So from here, let me just go ahead and do this. Does everybody understand that so far? I don't want to go ahead if we can't get that.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so this bar closes here at 42.7625. If the bar reverses and closes, it's going to move down 3 points. So 42.7625. This goes to 73.25. 3 points on that move. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now that move, yes. So we come down again. Now, same thing happens again. Trend is continued, but now we have a magenta line. We don't trade against the magentas or the blues. Okay. So it won't be a signal there. So we're up 3 points already. Then we have one over here. The trend is going up, white on the bottom, green for the activator. So I could change them both to green, but for now I just want to distinguish. So price action goes here. Everything is green. So you're expecting the price to pop up again, and you get in at 65.25 and it closes at 68.25, another 3 points. Okay.
Yeah.
All winners will be 3 points. All losers, I'm sorry, all winners would be 3 points or 2 points. I'll show you a 2-point winner. So you can either win 3 points or you can win 2 points. That's it. Can't win 1 point. All losers are going to be 2 points. And you could do the math now. You had 22 winners, 7 losers. Obviously, that worked out pretty good, right? Even if you hit 50% on that, you'll make money.
Yeah.
We're gonna do way better than 50% if this continues. So let's just walk through Friday. So we had a 3-pointer there, another 3-pointer here. We didn't take that because it's magenta. And what happened here?
New signal to go short.
Yeah. You go long right there, right? And you get another 3 points,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Okay, now I think I missed one here. Yeah, that would have been a loser. Sorry, that's why it has to get programmed. So that takes us back to 38 and our 8 losers. So this is a loser. Let's take a look at what a loser looks like. Price action's moving up. We get a down candle. We expect price to go back up. It doesn't. It goes 2 points against us and we lose. So here we got short at 59.25 and it goes 2 points against us, 2 candles. Sorry. So we get short here at, 56.25 and it goes down to 54.25. 2 candles against us, it stops us out. Okay, we thought it was going to go back up. It didn't. It kept going down, so we lose. Okay.
All right.
All right. Let's take a look at this one. So most of them were going to be 3-pointers, but periodically we'll get some 2-pointers. So same thing here. Price action is going down. Everything is red, and we get an up candle. So we say, okay, well, this thing's going to go back down again. Then, of course, over here, this bar closes at 53.25. So we think it's going to go back down to 50.25, but it doesn't. It goes up 1. But that doesn't stop us out. So we got short at 54.25. It goes up to, we got short at 53.25. It goes up to 54.25. So it moves a point against us. And then we get this bar down. A 3-point move to the downside. We exit the trade there, but we didn't make our full 3 points. We only made 2 on that because we got short at 53.25 and we exit at 51.25. Okay, so that's what a 2-point winner looks like. Now, should you stay in it and let it run? That's a separate question. Some of you will figure out a way to do that, but that's not the purpose of this model. Okay, so same thing here. We decided everything looked good, so we decided to go long over here. It goes 1 point against us and then 3 up, so a 2-point winner. Then the same thing happens here. We expect price to go up. Everything's green, but it goes 2 bars against us. I mean, ultimately becomes a winner, but we took our 2-point loss.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the same thing here. We thought price action is going to move in our favor, but it doesn't. It goes 2 bars against us. So right there on that bar, we just take our 2 points. Here we think things are going to go up. So price action pops up that 3 points. We win. Does it again here, except this time we only win 2 points. Goes 1 point against us over here, and then 2 points, 3 points up. So for 2 point, we exit the trade. Should you stay in it and take a runner? That would depend on what you see happening on supply and demand, but that's not the purpose of this model.
Art,
Yes, sir.
what are these letters I and H?
Yeah, I have to, those are the old white arrows. I still haven't gotten that out of some of the code. I will fix that. So
Okay,
I would,
and these crosses, black and white.
well, they're the same as the activator. I just displaced it to a higher level. So they're the same. Well, the math's a little bit different, but they're just activators that have different values. You want both of those things lined up.
So activator is like a trend.
Yes. Correct. Yes.
So essentially a black cross and a red line together, right?
Yes. Now, but there's 2 filters. One, you can't trade if there's a magenta or a blue line on the bar, right? You don't want to do that. there's one other filter that has to get put into this thing. So let's focus in on this area right here. Can you
All
see?
right, one last question.
Sure, take your
So-
time. Yes,
So-
go ahead.
So what we do is we put a bracket over there with 3 points taking profit and 2 points a stop loss. Is that what you're saying?
That's correct. But let's assume you enter at 4,400, right? And you're trying to get to 4,403. What if it goes up 1 point? So it goes up from 4,400 and now goes up to 4,401.
Yeah,
Your stop has to get moved up.
right. Yeah, like you said.
1 point.
last week.
Just
Okay.
move it up 1 point. So now if it reverses on you and it shoots down, you'll have a 2-point loss, not a 3-point loss.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about this area right here. Why weren't there trades in here? What is the filter that keeps us out of it? I mean, theoretically, you should have gone short here. You should have gone long here. You should have gone short here. You should have gone long here. Why aren't we taking those trades? What's the filter that keeps us out of those things? And the answer to that is slot. In other words, if you want to go short over here, I mean long, right? Everything's green. You get a down bar. You're looking for a long trade, but you could see one of the slots is red. You can't have a color slot in there. You're gonna get beat up. Just like you would have got beat up here. Same thing here. Price action's moving down. Everything's red. You get an up bar here over here. You're saying I want to go short, but you could see that slot is green.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take those. You'll get beat up. Same thing here. Price action's moving up. You say, okay, this thing's going to keep going, but now you have a slot that has color in it. It's red, right? You're trying to go long. That slot on the bottom is red. You don't take those. I mean, ultimately, it's going to get programmed, so you're not going to see any of this stuff. But I'm just telling you now. So there's two things you have to look at. Am I trading against a magenta or a blue bar? And secondly, is the slot not black? You know, I think that would be the easiest thing. You want it black. You don't want
Which slot line are you looking at? The upper one or the lower one?
either one. I mean, if I'm trying to go long here on that candle and I see red on either this slot or that slot, don't take it.
Okay.
And I'll have it programmed so it won't show a signal there, but until
Art,
I'm done, don't do that.
Art, another question. These so far these dotted vertical lines there, you put them manually, right?
You mean, oh yeah, this is the way it'll get programmed.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
for the sake of
I-
today, it's not yet automated, is it?
Yeah, not yet. That's
Okay,
what I'm.
got it.
I want to watch this with you guys for this week. If it looks all good, I'll have it all programmed with audio signals and everything else. And the beauty of this model is you're not really looking at anything. There's not a lot to think about. You know, maybe we'll start thinking about supply and demand if we're sitting right on a line, but this thing actually likes it when you're banging into things because it pushes the price right back down or pushes it back up. So I think, you know, I think we should just keep it real simple. It looks every day, it seems to be doing very similar type numbers. But my thoughts are that, you know, if we do anything over 50%, we're going to do fine on this thing. But so two filters. One, don't trade if there's a magenta or a blue line. Secondly, make sure there's no slot color either on the top row or the bottom. Just leave it alone and everything should be fine. Best if the slot is black on both rows. That's an easy way to make it easy until we get a program. Try not to trade if there's a color on either of those slots and the bar closes.
Okay.
So you want it black on both rows, not just on the top or the bottom. Both rows should be black when you enter a trade.
So basically black line with the black slots.
That's correct.
Okay, that's more simple, easier, I think.
And are mostly like when you're going to go short, you want to see one up bar and then go short? Is that?
No, as soon as that bar closes, let's go back. This is the best, the first one's the best example, right? It's everything's moving down. As soon as this bar closes right there, you hit short. I'll have the price on it too. So as it's forming, you'll know where to, you'll know where to short that thing. So that bar will be flipping up and down. Theoretically, it'll have a price on the bar, just like we have on the activator on the period map now. So as soon as it hits that, you can have your order sitting there. So two things are going to happen. It's going to go down like you hope, or it's going to go up and stop you out. So the bracket should already be set. As soon as it hits that target up there, or your entry price, the dome should take over the trade. The only thing that has to get done, if you're an Indian trader, you can program it. If it goes, one bar against you, then your target gets moved down to 2, right? So for argument's sake, let's assume we got into this trade here. Let's find one that does that. Where's it? Here, this one. So we got into this trade here. Let me move this over. So everything's going down. We expect it to go down. Slot's black. You get an up candle and everything is still red. So you're expecting price to go down again, but it doesn't immediately. So we get in here at 43.25. It goes up to 54.25. So it goes a point against you because you're trying to go short there. So your target, which was initially what? If you got in here at 53.25, your target is 50.25, right? 3 points lower, right? Guys with me?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So we enter this trade. We think things are going to go down. It's at 53.25. We say, you know what? This thing's going to go down to 50.25, and I'm going to exit the trade. But it doesn't. It goes up 1 point. So now the price is 54.25. You have to move your target up 1, 3 below that. You trailed it up. So now your target isn't 50.25, it's 51.25. And when this bar closes right here, you get your 2 points rather than your 3. So some of them are going to be 3-point winners. Some of them are going to be 2-point winners.
Hey, Art, do you ever adjust the stop level?
No, not right now, because this works. If you see something, let's say there's a breakout of a fence or something on supply and demand, and you're in this short, and you say, well, I'd like to just stay in it. That's up to you. But the dome, look, let's be honest with each other. If you could do these kinds of numbers every day, why mess around with this thing?
Yeah, I agree.
Right? Let's say, what is that? 22, that's like a 67% win rate. Is that right? What is that? 22 out of 31. What is that? That's 67%. Did I do that right? I just did it in my head. Let's see, 22 divided by 31, 70%. If you hit 60% of these things, you're going to make a lot of money. If your winners are, 2.5 to 3, and your losers are 2. I mean, no loser can be greater than 2 points. So the dome has to get set up for that. All winners are going to be either 3 or 2 points. So say average, let's say they were equal. I don't think they are. I think most of them are 3-pointers, but let's assume that the average winner is 2.5 points, split the difference, and your average loser is 2 points, and you winning 60% or more of your trades. If you were at a casino and they were giving you that deal, you'd never leave that table. You'd be stupid to, because that has a positive expectancy consistently. And I don't get a sense, or I haven't found a day yet where we've only won 50% of the trades. So we'll get it programmed and back tested so you can look at the data over multiple years, but I haven't had a chance to do that yet. We will get it done. It's a simple model. There's really not much to think about. You just have to get your dome set up. Yeah, actually, it likes chop. You know, it does fairly well in chop, generally speaking, because the bars just start bouncing around. So I don't think we want to start. I mean, look at this over here. You wouldn't think this is any kind of place you want to trade. We're probably stuck between two fences and everything, but we made a lot of money in here. So I don't want to start making this thing too complicated. It's just a very simple mechanical model. The key is the money management. Not let this thing, you know, create big losers for you. Keep your losses extremely small, and let the numbers play themselves out. My suggestion to all of you would be to, now that you understand this thing, would be to watch it during the day, mark up your charts, and see what it looks like. The dome is pretty simple. 3-point target, 2-point stop. Move your target up 1. If the price goes against you, 1 bar. That's it. There's nothing else to do. 3-point target, 2-point stop. Move your price target up 1 or down 1, depending on which way you're going. 1 bar closer to you, to get a 2-point winner versus a 3-point winner if the bar goes against you 1 bar. That's the only adjustment.
And the stop loss if it goes in your favor, right?
The stop loss stays. Yeah,
No.
you move it up.
Yeah, correct.
You move it up 1.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to go through each trade here? We can do that and see what happened. Would that help?
Yeah, can I do a couple more?
Yeah, let's go through each trade on Friday, each one, and we'll talk about it, all right? And then stop me if you have a question on any one of the trades. Okay, trade 1. Price action is moving down. Bar goes up. You short the price right at the top of that bar at 76.25. It goes down 3 points to 73.25. You're out. Should you stayed in longer? Yes, but that's not this game. Next trade over here. You're thinking things go down, but you have a magenta line, so you can't take the trade. No trade on magentas and blues. Next bar over. You get a down bar. Everything is up. You're expecting price to continue higher. Slot is black on both rows, and you get another 3-point winner. Then the price action moves down. Let's see where I am here. Moves down, but we have a magenta. So we're not taking that, which is a good thing because it was a loser.
Hi, Art. So we don't take the down, this down. We'll skip that. Sorry, let me skip
Yes,
that.
yeah, because
We
the
skip
magenta,
this one?
the
We skip
magenta.
this part?
No, you can't take that down.
Okay, but
Oh, you
it's,
mean because you're talking about because of up there?
yeah, because it's black crosses and red line, right?
Oh,
Down.
you're right. You're right. See, that's why it's got to be programmed. Hold on, let's see that. Let's get rid of that. It'll.
Hey, Art, do you think, is this model accounting for slippage? Because when you enter and exit, you're going to have to account for about a 1/4 point on each side to get in and out, you know, when you're buying and or selling.
Yeah, we'll have
Just
to
wondering.
modify. Yeah, we'll have to worry about the spread. I haven't done that now.
You're just looking at pure price and say, oh, it moved 3 points, but it's like, well, who knows if you could have got in perfectly and exited perfectly
Yeah.
on those.
Then we're gonna have to, when we do this, we'll have to allow for slippage and all that stuff. Yeah.
And-
Once it gets programmed, you're right. So that would have been a loser. That's why it has to get programmed, because I didn't see that. So this would have been a loser. So you would have tried to go short there. It didn't work out, and then it went 2 points against you, so you get stopped out.
And 1 bar is how long? 1 minute?
In terms of time,
Yeah.
it depends. It could be 5 minutes, it could be 2 seconds, you know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're well, let's look at one. So you got in on this trade, for argument's sake, at
That's long.
5:24. Yeah, that was like 13 minutes.
Hmm.
Okay. Then you had a trade here. Everything's green, slots black, you're expecting price to go back up. It does, you exit. You have another down bar. Everything is green. You expect price to move in your favor. It doesn't. It goes 2 against you. So you get stopped out.
You wouldn't be in that. It's a red.
Yeah, I wouldn't be in the long because
That red line, you said we're only trading on the dotted black line.
No, I don't think so. No, that's a good signal.
for
Okay.
long, right?
Yeah, you're trying to go long there and it just
Mm.
decides, oh, no good. Here, everything's going down. So your price action, it goes up. It goes 1 bar against you and then works. So this is a 2-point winner, not a 3-point winner.
Okay.
This is magenta, so you can't take that.
Yeah.
Now we're looking for a short over here. It goes 1
Oh.
bar against us. So, and then it goes 3 up. So we win 2 points there. We don't win 3. Here, everything looks like it's continuing to go up. It goes 2 bars against us, so we get stopped out. Same thing here. We think everything's going to look good, but it doesn't. It goes 2 bars against us. We get stopped out. Everything turns green here. Bar down, 3 points up. We win. Same thing here, but this one goes 1 bar against us, so that's a 2-point winner, not a 3-point winner. Same thing here. Everything's going up. Bar down, goes 1 point against us, 3 up, so 2-point winner.
Isn't that?
Let's see what happened here.
Sorry, I don't understand. Where can we enter this part for long, especially when the slot here is green?
You would have entered at the close of this bar right here.
Can we enter here?
Where?
In this part?
Not for this trade.
Not for this model, is it?
That's more of a regular activator trade. We're just trying to,
Oh, okay.
you'll catch these things with the other activator, but not with this thing. This is a pure mechanical scalping strategy.
Mm.
Okay, based on you're not looking for some big moves here. You just want these, the general numbers to play out. And the only way to do that is take your profits and losses at specific times. So here we're looking for price action to go up. It goes 1 against us, 3 up, and we have a 2-point winner. And let's see what happened here. I think I missed one.
So Art, are you setting a trailing profit target too in some sense? Like, because you're
in
taking
other
only 2
words,
points.
let's go through one of those 2s again. So I missed one over here. That's another winner. So let's go through a 2-point winner over here. So price action, where am I? Right here. Can you guys see this? Let me spread it out, make it bigger. Okay, so everything is green. Let's see if we can find a better one. Yeah, let's do this one here. I think we just did this one. Do it again. So everything is red going down. So we close this bar at 53.25. Then it goes against us. That bar closes at 54.25. You have to move your stop from 50.25. I mean, your target from 50.25 to 51.25, because you want this bar, this next 3-point move down. We know it's going to be 3 points because it's always 3 points to be the bar we exit the trade on. So if your target initially to go short was 50.25, as soon as this bar closes, you have to move your target closer by 1. Was 50.25, you have to move your target to 51.25. So when this big 3-point bar comes down and closes, it should theoretically take you out of your trade for a profit of 2, not 3.
So you wouldn't still try for the 3-point profit from your entry?
Well, you can, but I don't know if that's going to work or not. A lot of them, that's it. You get that 1 bar down and then things don't.
I'm just wondering how you're adjusting your profit target like that. You have to kind of be dynamic if you're doing that. There's no.
You're gonna have to move it unless you're using NinjaTrader and it knows to do that. You can program that, but if not, you just have to push it up 1 or down 1 in this case, or up 1 in this case, right? Usually with 50.25. Now you're going to move it, your target up to 51.25. As soon as that 1 bar goes against you. If it continues to go against you, and keeps going up, just to stop you out for 2 points,
Mhm.
right? Kind of like
Yeah,
this one. This one,
Okay,
everything's green, you're thinking I'm going to get a pop back up in here, and it doesn't. It goes 1 bar, 2 bars. On that bar, that should stop you out right there.
yeah, I get the trailing stop part, but the kind of the dynamic moving the profit target is a little different.
Yeah. Well, if you
Okay.
don't move that target up, you're gonna miss out on a lot of those 2-point winners. You know, they're gonna continue to go against you, and you're gonna take a 2-point winner, and it's gonna end up becoming a loser.
Mhm.
So
only when
it's
it moves
important when
1
one of
full
those
point
goes
against you,
against
you
you.
move it to 2 point.
Yeah. So initially you were trying to get 3 points on this trade, and then that 1 bar goes against you and it closes. Now you say, oh, well, I won't go for 3 on this. I'll go for 2. And as soon as that bar comes down and closes in your favor, it should should close the trade out for you for a 2-point profit, not 3. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go to
What
this.
is that setting called on NinjaTrader where you're dynamically moving your profit? I don't
I
know if
think
I've
you can
seen that.
program, you know, NinjaTrader's got a lot of power to it. It lets you
Yeah.
program a lot of stuff in there. So you can write a little macro, or they can help you do that. Just say, well, if it goes 1 point against me, you know, move my target up 1. That's it. That's the only adjustment that has to be made to the trade. Everything else, all the other brackets are just that, you know, 3-point target, 2-point stop.
Yeah, I'm still confused about the entry signal. Sorry.
That's okay. Let's do an easy one. Right here. Can you see that? Oh, hold on,
Sure.
my little thing went bad. Annotate.
Which one is that?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Can you see my cursor now?
Yeah.
Okay, so everything's moving up. I'll make this green if you want me to. I just like to see the difference right now. Everything's green or white going up. We expect that to continue. We get a down bar right there.
Okay.
Up, down. We don't have a magenta or a blue. We just make sure our slot is black on both rows. And we'll print the price over here. So once that thing starts printing, as soon as this bar closes, we want to bet it's going to go back up. So at this price here, it's at 53.25. We're betting it's going to go to 56.25. And as soon as this bar over here closes, that should be 56.25, and you should take your 3 points and exit the trade.
But how can you enter right at the bottom of a candle or right at the
Oh, well, I'm
beginning
going to
of
have to, as this, well, the candle's going to be looking down here, and it says everything's green. So it's going to have to assume that when it gets to the bottom over here, it's going to stay green, which in most cases it will be. So when it gets down here and it closes, everything's still green. That's when you enter it all. We'll have to program the price like we do in floating Pong and period map. Okay, this bar's forming. It's going to look down here, say everything's green. That's your entry price to go long. So there'll be a little price over here that says, okay, that's where you should get in, and just have your order sitting there. And as soon as it hits, let the dome do the trade for you.
Hmm.
Don't get emotional with this thing. It's a very mechanical model. Okay. Same thing here on this loser. Price is at it's going to close at 56.25. It looks down, says everything's still green. You look down at your slot, you can see everything's black. Say I'm going long there, and then it doesn't go long. It drops 2 points against you over here. So you're supposed to go long at 56.25. It gets down to 54.25 and stops you out. And here's the next one. Everything's red coming down. Bar goes up. You think this thing is going to go continue to go lower. So you look at 53.25. It goes up to 54.25. So you have to modify your target and say, well, I'm not going to go for 3 now. I'm just going to go for 2. So move my stop from 50.25 to 51.25. And on this bar, it goes down to 51.25 and takes you out for a 2-point profit. Let's go to these over here. Everything is going up. You get a red bar. and you say, okay, I think this is going to continue to the upside, but you could see you have color on the slot on the bottom. So no trade there. Then the price moves down. You get an up bar. You say, okay, well, I think this is going to continue to go down. Everything's red, but you have color on the top slot. No trade. Then price continues to go up. You get a candle that's down. Everything's green. So you say, okay, well, this thing's going to go up. But you look down and you say, oh, there's color in one of the slots. No trade. Then it comes down again. You say, okay, everything's going down. I get a red, an up bar. I want to go short again, but you look down and you say there's color on one of the slots. No trade.
So for an entry, you want to see 2 black dots on the slot.
I don't want to see any color. How about that? We'll make it simple.
Yeah.
If I see color on any one of those rows, don't take the trade.
So black is not a color.
Black is not a color. That's right. If I see green or red, like over
Mhm.
here, if I'm saying,
And
okay,
that's not color.
yeah. If I say, okay, well, this thing's going up over here, everything's green on my activator, but I look down, I see a red on my slot in the bottom row, no trade.
Mhm.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
So
And the default
realistically, you're
might be
entering on that
it's not
next
black.
candle
Yeah, if it's not black, don't take the trade.
because you can't wait because the slot will flash like inter candle. I've noticed a lot of times. So you have to really wait till the candle closes. So that your entry is going to have to be on that next candle. Right.
Yeah, we'll have to
Is
work
it-
out our mechanics on that thing. I think what happens with these things, and more often than not, I think you're going to see that thing flashing. So you'll see the slot starts to flash. So you'll say, okay, well, I know if it closes, it's definitely going to be there. So I'll just can't. I'm not going to take that trade. You know what I'm saying? If it's flashing while that thing is forming, you know 100% that if it closes, it's definitely going to be there. So just ignore the trade.
Yeah. Well, but your entry still is on each of these going to have to be on that next candle because you do have to wait for that candle to close before you can consider it a signal.
That's
At least the way I'm
correct.
thinking of it. Yeah.
That's correct. That's why we have to do like we have in floating pong, put the entry price on that as it's starting to form. Put the entry price that you're supposed to take this trade on that vertical line like we have on floating pong, and then you can go to your dome and just have the order sitting there theoretically. So you're not, if it doesn't close, then that price isn't going to get reached, right?
Yeah. And because like you don't know if it's going to be a magenta either till it closes, correct? That's
Yeah,
not-
but these things start to flash before that. You
Okay.
just have to have your hand on that, put the order in and then have your, if you see something, either the red slot or that magenta or blue, just hit cancel. You usually have time to do that.
I see.
Okay. So those are the only two kind of weird things. So this little area in here where you would have had all, consistent losses after one after the other, they all get eliminated just by having, not having a black slot on both rows. So those are the only two filters, magentas and blues, and a slot that has a green or red on either row. Just don't take those. They're probably not going to work out very well. What do you guys think?
Promising.
Yeah, there's no supply and demand. If we want to start looking at that, try to filter some of these things out, that's fine. But I get the feeling that the numbers are just going to play itself out. I don't think we should make this thing any more complicated than it is. I would not try to do this on the fast ES. There's just too many trades. There's plenty of trades here. It's just too overwhelming. I started looking at that and it was like 50 trades before 12 o'clock. I don't want to do that. Just, the medium seems to be working extremely well. The risk management is fine. I don't mind losing 2 points. If you start trading these things, start on the micros just to get your, everything working. It should work fine on that as well. And as you get more comfortable with it, then you can think about moving up to the ES if you want. I mean, the most important thing that there's two things you want to concern yourself with going forward is, am I winning, 60% or more? If you are, you're gonna make a ridiculous amount of money at this. And two, can I get my dome working properly so I don't have to get emotional about this thing? I don't wanna, once I enter the trade, I just want the money management just to manage the trade for me, win or lose. I understand the game. And I don't want to get involved in, oh, this candle's flashing this or it's doing that, or I don't think this is going to work out. I don't think you want to get involved in any of that stuff. You just want to trade this thing as mechanically as you can and just see if the numbers play out. We'll have some back tests on this stuff, and we'll see if we can clean it up a little bit based on what we see. But I've looked at this thing for over a week or two already, and it's consistently winning. So.
And the back testing will contain slippage, right?
Yeah, we'll put it in. Yeah, we'll get it done for that as well. We have to put in our commissions and slippage and figure out how that's all going to work. But beyond that, the only thing that I think we need to do is just to get these vertical lines programmed, have the entry price put on the vertical line. And then you guys are just going to have to figure out how you're going to get your dome working correctly, right? You don't want to start messing around with, sophisticated problems on your dome. Just let the dome do all the emotional stuff for you and let the numbers just play themselves out. So going forward, those are the two things. Watch this thing to see whether this is going to make sure the numbers play out over the next week or two. I think that they will. And we'll clean up these entry prices and get the domes working. I think that's the second part. That's a critical part. So you know when to enter the trade. And the other thing that's going to happen also is if the price starts to flash, a vertical line starts to print, and it's one of those filters, whether the slot is green or there's a magenta popping up, that vertical line's not going to print. Right, because that's got to be in the programming to make sure that that's the criteria for entry. So if it sees price action coming down and you start to see that line disappear, you just have to cancel it in your dome. The programming will look down and see something's not right and just won't put the line there.
So each candle is how many points again?
You can win up to 3. Your winners are going to be. Your winners are going to be 3 points.
Each candle is how many points? Each candle.
1 point. 1 point per candle.
Yeah, 1 point per candle.
Okay, 1 point.
Yeah. Reversals are 3 points, which is what we want. We want to get the reversal.
Yeah.
Okay. Just to give you an idea, let's take a trade and see how long this played out. So here's a trade from Friday. We entered the trade at 11:32. And we exited the trade at 11:35. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Art, essentially what you're doing here is a pullback, right? So you're entering the pullback of a trend.
That's correct. It's exactly what we're doing, but we have to filter it with the slot and these blues and magentas.
Right.
Don't trade against that blue and magenta. Those things usually go against you. I wouldn't mess with those.
So I'll name it pullback trade then.
Yeah.
Or what does the model look like if you don't move your profit target? If you just leave it at 3, does that mess up the?
Well, then you're going to have I think what'll
You either
happen.
take 3 or you take a trailing stop of 2.
I don't know till we get a program. I get the sense that if you didn't take those 2, you're going to have a lot of 2-point winners that turn into 3-point losers. That's my concern.
Wait, I mean, you can't have you have only max 2-point loser and a trailing.
That's right.
So you could.
So you're going to have a 2-point winner turn into a 2-point loser if you don't take it properly.
Well, it would be a break even at worst if you had a 2-point winner, because then the trailing stop would be at break even, right? If it had moved 2 point to a 2-point winner, your trailing stop would be up at break even because that's 2 points up, and the trailing stop is 2 points. So the worst case scenario would be a break even if for a 2-point winner. Or am I thinking about that wrong?
Well, I don't think
if you have a 2-point trailing stop and you have a 2-point winner and you don't take it, and you're looking for 3 points, then the worst you would do would be break even, because now your stop is set at break even.
Yeah. Yep.
Isn't that true? Or
No, that's correct. That sounds right.
That's correct. but you still lose one tick, Thomas.
Yeah, I don't think you want to.
Yeah, no, I'm saying slippage, you have to account for it, because looking at just the price at the exact close of a candle, or, you say, because you got to buy on the ask and you got to sell on the, on the bid, so.
Yeah. That's an inherent problem with the ES versus, ENQs or the RTY. So they have only like a, 1 point, move. It's easier to get in and out of those things without having a bigger drawdown on the bid ask.
Mhm.
So there's always something, right?
No free lunch.
And no free lunch, right? Well, then the alternative to that is, try to get like 2.75 profit, right? Instead of 3, to allow for the spread.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. But
Yeah.
let's see the simulation.
Right. So instead of going for 3, if you want to leave room for the spread, just see if you can go for 2.75. See if that takes you out. Even those numbers are going to work out pretty good, as long as your losses are no greater than 2.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I think the tricky thing is moving your profit target. If you see it kind of go a point against you, that's
Yeah. But I think Ninja
it's
Trader,
a little different.
you can program that thing, Tom. So you don't have to mess
Okay,
with it.
yeah.
In Ninja Trader, you can have it a macro written to do exactly that for you. So you're not doing any of that.
That's true.
Yeah. So I think, if you get serious with this thing and you say, well, this is working really well, but I hate moving that thing around, it's a pain in the neck and I've messed up a bunch of these things, then you have to say, well, that's the only problem. I just need to figure out how to get this thing into a, programmable dome and not mess with this thing. Okay, I'm gonna stop recording.